Great news, guys. I actually know which Q&A this is. This is Q&A number 25. Because 25 is a solid number. It's easy to forget Q&A 17 or, whoa, earthquake. It's easy to forget all those ones, but 25 is a solid number, so I do know there's that one. Before I start this Q&A, on our Raw review, the last video before this one, we did a little tagline thing of blank shows up to Raw, beats the shit out of Sheamus. There's like 50 comments of all those. So I want you to either pause this video and go over there, or watch this and go after there and read the Sheamus comments. Thumbs up your favorite comment, and I'm gonna read the three top, top likes or whatever on next week's Raw review, and they're just hilarious. A lot of them are hilarious. So go write your own. Go like whichever comment you think is the funniest, and I'll read like the top 3 vote getters on Raw next week. That was a good idea by us. I'm gonna pat ourselves on the back. We got a lot of response to that. That was hilarious. But let's jump into this. Francis W22. Ah, that dude is dope. Hey, retweet our Call Me Maybe video to all your billions of followers, you idiot. Love you, though. If you could add your own title belt with its own name and purpose, what would it be called and used for? The title belt would be a picture of me going like this, and it would be called the People's Championship. And its purpose would be giving to the person who shows the most respect for The Rock in all that they do. And when John Cena leaves, is a heel turn return a sure thing? I think it would. I hope so. That'd be pretty cool. Like, because I don't know. I mean, sorry, I'm watching basketball. I need to turn this down or something. There's a lot of games going on. 2, but whatever. Cena coming back. Depends on how long he's gone, I guess. I'd rather have him see him come back as a heel, because it'd be like that cool thing of people would see Cena come back and the guys would be boo still, and the girls would be so freaked out. And he comes out and just goes heel and just makes everyone so angry, the girls. Absman the Gamer, what would you change about WWE today, and do you think that WWE are bad at building characters? I think your questions kind of tie into each other. Not so much will characters fit into it, yeah, but what's wrong is I would change the fact. Well, they need the what's it called? The booking. I lost my words there for a minute. But they really don't know how to build people up anymore. I mean, the point's been made in many videos by other people. You look back at the Attitude Era. Everyone's like, well, the Attitude Era booking wasn't really that good. Yeah, but they had so many stars that they built. I mean, you look back, up at the top tier, you had like Rock, Austin, Undertaker, Jericho for a while, Triple H, Shawn Michaels a little bit at the point. During that time period of all those years, not just the Attitude Era, but, you had a lot of people up there. Now it's Cena and Orton, and they're trying to get Punk and Sheamus, I guess, up there, but not to the level of Cena yet. It's really Cena, but they're trying to get these guys. So that's what I would change, is get better at building guys up. And so, yeah, they are pretty bad at building up characters. So way to have your questions connect there. Heel Wolverine, rank the top 5 best sellers in WWE TNA right now from 5 to 1. I think Dolph is first. I don't really watch TNA that much. The only people I watch TNA for are Austin Aries and Canadian God, who isn't really Canadian God. He works to cut his Triple H hair. Yeah, I agree with you. Dolph is easily number 1. Dolph is number 1 by a lot, too. Who's the second best seller? Because Dolph's easy. The second best seller. Wow. Jeez, that is hard. Because it's different. Like, I don't know. I mean, Cena's good at selling. Like, it's different kind of selling. Cena, like, the difference between, like, Cena and, say, Orton. Orton is fighting Kane, who's this big monster. Kane rolls down the ramp, and Orton just stands there like, ugh. Cena faces Lord Tensai, and I'm stealing this idea from the British Fist who said it because it made sense to me. Lord Tensai comes out, Cena is able to sell, oh crap, I am up for a fight here. You know what I mean? So Cena, but Cena's not very good at selling moves. He's Superman. But so let me think about this question and come back with like a better thought than just off the top, because I like that question though. I don't like this question. Who would you prefer to end Undertaker's streak, the Great Khali or the Big Show? And what would you do if this comes true? Oh my god. Let's see. Ugh, dumb question. Why do you ask this? I guess I would say the Big Show, just because Great Khali is awful. And what would I do if this come true? Pants off. Pants off. If you remember the WrestleMania build-up, everything was pants off in my eyes. J-Tom416, what do you think of Damian Sandow and Antonio Cesaro? Damian Sandow I don't know a lot about. Antonio Cesaro at least I know a little about from his indie days. But I like Damian Sandow so far. I mean, you know, I thought his was that last week or 2 weeks ago? No, this past SmackDown where he came out and said he wasn't not fighting Derek Bateman. It's not going to do anything for this show. I thought it was hilarious. So I like him so far. I haven't really seen him in the ring or anything yet, but so far I have no problem with him. And Cesaro, he had that one match. I'm still a big fan of uppercut. That's pretty sick, but we'll have to see. I'm not gonna be in love with him just because he was Antonio Cesaro used to be cool. I don't care. Well, he'll have to impress me here. We'll see what happens. Rossi Bossi 1987. You said that Cena should face The Undertaker at WrestleMania 29. Wouldn't it be better to have him face Brock this year while he's under contract and face Cena at Mania 30? That's a good. I actually really like that idea. The problem is you don't know if The Undertaker can get to WrestleMania 30. I mean, you'd imagine so because he looked good this year. But I think if you knew for a fact he could, sustain that long and be good until then, obviously that's the best idea because, Undertaker Cena is one of those matches that has to happen, and it'd be even bigger if it's at WrestleMania 30. So I completely agree with your idea. It's just you can't guarantee the Undertaker will be around that long. So that's just why I said that at WrestleMania 29, just because it's going to be a match they regret forever if they don't do it. And what's the most surreal moment ever in WWE? Some stuff with Undertaker is pretty weird in the 90s with crucifixion. I still say the most surreal moment ever for me as a little kid was when Undertaker crucified Stone Cold Steve Austin on his symbol. I remember just going outside and just like, I was scared of the dark for years. Okay, not years, but you get the idea. And that doesn't even make sense. Like, it wasn't even. I don't know what that has to do with the dark, but I was just terrified of the dark. Undertaker was his old Ministry theme. Sit in your basement, turn all the lights off, and just watch the Titantron of the Undertaker's Ministry theme. Yeah, I promise. Turn all the lights off and do that. It's terrifying. Giazzurri 19. I always put some Italian on it, even though I don't know if you're Italian, but you are to me. Do you think Rey Mysterio should just retire by having... Yes. I'm not even going to read the rest of the question. Rey Mysterio should retire. Okay, I'll finish the question. Should retire by having one last match by putting over Sin Cara at SummerSlam. That is... If there... I mean, I make it clear I don't really like Rey Mysterio that much. But if there was a match that I want to see with Rey Mysterio, it's Rey Mysterio versus Sin Cara. Just for the fact that it's, Rey Mysterio versus Sin Cara. It's styles and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know if Rey's ready to retire yet. I mean, that's the thing about me. I don't like wish guys. I just like guys in the places they fit. I don't like Rey Mysterio as a world heavyweight champion. That doesn't fit to me. But if he decided he was retiring, that'd be a cool thing. I mean, if Sin Cara can get his botch count down. I like Sin Cara. I met him at Access. That was cool. I said, "Hey, don't break any more things." High five. So I'd like to see Sin Cara get put over by Rey at SummerSlam. That'd be awesome. Martin 37. Of all the past superstars of WWE, rewind remix. Of all the past superstars that have left WWE, like RVD, no. Jeff Hardy, yes. MVP, maybe, etc. Which one would you like to see return and why? Out of those three, Jeff Hardy, never RVD. Never RVD. Out of those, definitely Jeff Hardy. I like Jeff Hardy the most out of him. He was a WWE guy for a while. If he could keep himself clean, I really like Jeff Hardy, like what he brings to everything. I don't really like a lot of high-flying guys, but Jeff Hardy was just so crazy, you couldn't deny how crazy he was. Awesome guy. Hey! Wait a minute. Martin 37 and this next person must be having a rendezvous, because he's quite, like, I've never got a question about these guys, and 2 in a row. Mr. Trick 1, when do you think MVP will return? Well, I believe he's in Japan right now. I don't want to act like I know Japan wrestling. Japan. But I'm pretty sure he's in Japan right now. I believe I've heard that they've said the door is still open. He just kind of wanted a break for a while, which is understandable. So maybe this year. Maybe by the end of the year. Maybe next year at some point. Probably not sooner than after, I don't know, just later in this year is probably the earliest. What's your honest opinion on Jeff Hardy? I just gave it, so rewind or just you already heard it. So congrats. What's your thoughts on R-Truth and what do you see as the future of him? I'm okay with R-Truth because I understand why they turned him face. Because Lil Jimmy, the Lil Jimmy shirt, it works for little kids. I personally liked him better as the heel, who was just crazy. Like at Survivor Series when they were cutting the promo before, and R-Truth was talking about how the picture of Rock and Cena, he was just talking crap to pigeons and stuff, and it was just like that psycho heel that was just a funny guy too. And Future, well, he's in the tag team right now. He's tag team champion right now. I don't know. I mean, he had his one WWE title shot at Capital Punishment last year. I don't know if he's going to get back up to that level again, but I think he could be the U.S. champion at some point. Maybe he has a long run with the tag belts. You never know. Just got to stop smoking the ganja. And who is better, Dolph Ziggler or Cody Rhodes? Well, Dolph Ziggler and Cody Rhodes are both securely in my Fave 5. If you'd like me to run back the Fave 5 for you, I will. The order always gets jumbled. But CM Punk is 1, Randall Keith Orton is 2, and then 3 through 5 is really 3 through 6. And it's just a jumble of Dolph Ziggler, Wade Barrett, Cody Rhodes, and The Miz. So those are the guys that rotate through. Miz hasn't been doing much lately, and Barrett's been hurt. But I personally like Dolph Ziggler more than Cody Rhodes. I mean, he sells better, but Cody Rhodes sells too. Like I like both of them. That's a hard one for me to choose because I like them both so much. But so yeah, it's just personal preference, I guess. What you're looking for, because they're both securely in my Fave 5. Who is tweeting me? Don't answer people. And last question from him. What was better, Extreme Rules 2012 or WrestleMania 28? Well, most of the matches... see, I'm going to be biased here, because most of the matches, maybe all of the matches that were at WrestleMania 28 that were rematches, Extreme Rules matches, I think were all better. But, a lot of people are mad that Cena beat Brock and all that. But I'm going to say WrestleMania 28 because, A, I was there, B, The Rock won. That's all I really need in this world. So I'm going to say WrestleMania 28. If I had watched them both just live, or not live, just, from my home, I don't know. So it kind of depends. Excuse me for a second while I get the remote, because I'm going to change it to the Lakers game, because the Bulls just won. Yeah, it's halftime. So perfect. We can get down to business. I don't got no time to play around. What is this? Must be a circus in town to shut the shit down. These clowns. Can I get a witness? Those of you that said, hell yeah, you win. CK Randall 74. Why does Michael Cole flip flop? In particular, why is he like John Cena? I've always asked this question too, and it just finally clicked. Whether you're a heel or a face, John Cena and Randy Orton are the top guys in the company, and they don't want their announcers talking bad on John Cena or Randy Orton, but more so John Cena, but Orton gets the same treatment to a certain point. I shouldn't have done that. I read your next question. Sorry for laughing. But so I mean, Cena's the top guy. They don't want people talking bad about him. I think it's stupid too. Obviously, you do if you're asking this, but yeah. And then your next question: do you guys see any potential in Heath Slater? LOL. I'm just kidding. I mean, he has a very, very influential feud with Flo Rida going right now. So I'm gonna leave it at that and let you fill in the rest of his career after I said that. Let me repeat. He has a very influential feud going with Flo Rida right now. Man who sings Wild Ones. There you go. Should Goldust have one last run at least? Oh boy, this is awkward. Should Goldust have one last run at least with a feud between him and Cody, because it's something that should happen and hasn't yet. They're brothers, but they never had anything to do with each other. Not that I know of, which is crazy. Very true. I'm going to go ahead and say it's not going to happen seeing as Goldust got released. But I like what you're thinking, and I agree with it, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not going to happen now, seeing as he's released. Lastly, how would you book Money in the Bank this year? I would have Wade Barrett win Money in the Bank, whatever show he's on. What is it? I think he's still on SmackDown. I actually don't know. I can't remember what. Oh yeah, because he's feuding with Orton. Barrett. Oh, but see, here's what I would do. I would have Punk hold the belt for Money in the Bank, have Wade Barrett return as a Raw guy, and have Wade Barrett win Money in the Bank, and then have CM Punk and Wade Barrett feud. That just seems like a really good time. And then the other side, I would have, Randy Orton win the belt at some point, and then have Cody Rhodes win Money in the Bank, and end up like beating Orton to get the belt, and then having those guys feud. Now, screw it, I have The Rock. No, I'm just kidding. The Legend X 1984. If there was a match between the Rabid Wolverine, Chris Ben, Wild Pegasus, and the American Dragon, Daniel Bryan, who would win? Daniel Bryan, because Wild Pegasus is mean to everybody. If you could have a one night stand with a diva, who would it be? Maurice, but she's not a diva anymore. But I want you to know, Maurice, it would be you, but you left, so it's not you anymore. Eve. Eve. I'm not gonna get into anything crazy before I sound like nuts, but Eve. Will we ever see Punk versus Nash? I don't think so, and I'm not sad about it, to be honest with you. I think that ship has sailed, but then again, you never know. But I personally would have to say no, but we shall see. Man, we have a lot of questions. What's our time at? Alright, I'll stop it at 20 minutes. Wilfo Skill. Why is it all of Kane's feuds suck these days? Do you think he has lost his flair as a monster in WWE? Completely and has officially become a joke? He's just not. I don't know. I feel like Kane would be a lot more interesting if when they brought him back with the mask, everyone was so excited and all that stuff. But then he started talking. And when he talks, you realize he's smarter than anybody. He's smarter than all of us. That dude could run for president. Like, when I see Kane as a monster, I'm not trying to hear Kane talk about, I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. He's like a genius. Talk about, Barack Obama's going to win the swing states, and, Mitt Romney's going to come along. He's going to pick up a few states. Crucial. I'm not trying to hear Kane debate politics. I mean, if Kane never opened his mouth, he'd be like one of my favorite people because he'd just be this dominant monster who just lays the smack down, which he always should do. But once he started cutting promos, long promos, I kind of, like you said, kind of did lose his flair as a monster and all that stuff, because it's like, okay, I don't really believe this guy's a monster when he's smarter than anyone I've ever met in my life. You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, they all kind of have been a little boring. Sweet Latte 18. What's your favorite faction stable in WCW and WWF? NWO and DX. That's easy. What's the worst moment in WWE you ever saw? Worst moment in WWE I ever saw. It would have been when John Cena beat The Rock, but it didn't happen. Worst moment I ever saw. Man, I can't really think of anything I was super mad about. What have I been super mad about? I know it's happened. When The Rock left. Everything's going to resort back to The Rock, but I can't think of it. Oh, you set her out for me. And if Rock's daughter wants to go to WWE, how do you see her run going? Well, I mean, it's The Rock's daughter. I'm never going to say anything bad about The Rock's family, potential family. The Rock's daughter will lay it to smack it down on Kelly Kelly, become Divas champion, and then change it and bring back the smoking Brahma Bull belt, and it will be the new women's championship belt that they use. Book it. Logan Many, which current superstar is your favorite ring gear? By the way, if you're going to say The Rock, it can't be him. How dare you tell me I can't say The Rock? I'm just kidding. I'm going to go with the Punkster. You know, he's got the stars, he got all the colors. You know, he wore pink and yellow that one day to support Macho Man. He's just, because everybody, like, really, Cena, well, he wears jorts, and, you know, it's awesome. You know, I was down with Cena back when he rocked the cargo shorts and the black Jordans. He just looked like a G. But now it's probably Punk, because, you know, it's, what are you going to do? Everyone just has little baby tights. It's not that big of a deal. And last question is also from Logan Many for this video. If you could make one main event feud for Raw that leads to SummerSlam, one for SmackDown, who would they consist of? Okay, wipe away everything I said about Money in the Bank, because this is a different question. Because that was just lead up to there with my idea of being that the end. SummerSlam, I would want Rock versus Punk for the WWE Championship, and Orton versus Jericho for the World Heavyweight title. And that's what they would consist of, and that would be the main events of SummerSlam, where Rock defeats Punk to become champion, and Jericho beats Orton to become World Heavyweight Champion, and then, Orton beats Jericho to become World Heavyweight Champion, and then what I said, Cody Rhodes, who won Money in the Bank the show before, comes in and defeats Orton to become World Heavyweight Champion at one of the Big Four shows, thus starting his run as a main eventer. But not the game, never the game. And we still have a lot of questions from Jonathan Mann, Shooting Star Chaser, Jose Cal 94, Will Ferrell number 1, Orton Straight Brother, AL Diesel 18, WWE G-Bag 24. You guys will kick off next video. Like I said, go vote up comments on our Raw review so I can read the top comments on the next Raw review. Leave questions below so we can keep doing these. We're at 25. Let's get to 1,000. Like this video, subscribe up above. We're trying to get to 600, but it's just not happening. We're just stuck at a certain place, but that's fine. Whatever. So tell your friends, subscribe, like, comment. This is Justin signing out. Go Heat tomorrow with New Jersey Devils. Eastern Conference Final. I picked the right hockey team to start cheering for. I started being a hockey fan at the beginning of the playoffs. I said, hey, I know nothing about hockey, so my favorite team is the New Jersey Devils. Why? Because they're red, white, and black. Common theme with my squads. So go, Devils, go. Sorry, Marvelous Mark, Joe the Show, and the Flyers. We bow to you. Good night.